Dear Vice Chancellor, Professor Ben, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Research and Consultants, Professor Makulilo, all the principals present, deans of the schools, directors present here, heads of department. I would like to recognize the presence of the heads of department who were skipped during the introduction. Please, heads of department, can you stand up and wave? Coordinators, please, all coordinators, please, stand up and wave to the freshmen. UDOMASA leadership, UDOSO leadership, led by the President of UDOSO, distinguished guests and first years. In the past we used to call freshmen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here to give a vote of thanks for our Vice Chancellor, who has immediately delivered his speech. Indeed, his speech was enlightening, very educative, and has highlighted everything regarding studentship at this university. He has pointed out all the essential prerequisites that a freshman or a first year needs to fulfill in order to complete his or her academic life at this university. And we expect your academic life to culminate with graduation, with an educated person who can be useful to this country and the world at large. So a lot have been mentioned with the DVC, academic research and the consultants, and as I mentioned earlier, also with our Vice Chancellor. And I would not like to mention or to repeat everything. But nevertheless, I would like to emphasize on a few things regarding the academia that was highlighted by our guest of honor, Professor Ben. I would like to touch a bit on academia, a bit also on social life, a bit also on good conduct, more so on the handling documents, and just few on using university properties. And finally, I will mention one aspect on financing or financial management that will come from me. So in academia, our guest of honor emphasized that it is very important to legitimize your studentship at the university by following all the rules, order, and regulations that you can complete your study. And he mentioned categorically that you have started the academic race today by this orientation, and we expect that you graduate at the end of the third or fourth or fifth year, depending on the degree program you are registered. But this race, depending on your seriousness, The start is the same, but the finishing will differ depending on how you take the business seriously. Some will not complete. You will not graduate if you don't follow the rules of the game. Some will take longer time. Possibly you will get old here if you don't do it as the rules say. And the others will graduate with a full-fledged performance if you follow the rule and regulation. But it is the wish of the university, as it was emphasized, to end up with the graduates that will be useful to this country, useful to Africa, and useful to the world at large. If you follow, you reason what your instructor will be telling you. And he mentioned that deciding to come to UDOM was a better choice because this university is actually a giant in everything, in academic and in social life. So please make use of it. Our dear guest of honor also mentioned and emphasized on the way the university is organized in order to ease the management and the operations of our business, which essentially to this juncture is teaching. And this is our core business for you, freshmen, but also narrated on the other function of the university, which is research and outreach activity. This, at one time or another, you will be engaged as a student to do research or to do some outreach activity. These are part of creating you as a scholar and to get hands-on feel and touch of what you will be learning. And this will also mold you on how to present issue as a scholar in a scholarly manner. The other thing that was emphasized by our guest of honor is on the motto of our university. Although I mentioned it differently, but he mentioned that the university is targeting to create a skillful graduates who are ready to create job and conquer the endless future outside the university. And they concretize this statement by quoting a say from a former president of South Africa and a saying from the late Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere. This is very important. And second, the guest of honor also emphasized on issues pertaining to the social life. He mentioned categorically that at this university, you will have opportunity to make friends, or you will have also opportunity to make enemy. And this depends on how you live and how you behave as an individual. He emphasized also on the self-discipline and self-management for academic issue and the social activity. And actually this is a great test for your maturity. If you can manage your academia and if you can manage your social activity, at the end of the day, we hope that you will be a good citizen. Color of an individual, give this individual money, or give this individual a position. You will get the true color. So I beg, dear student, don't change your behavior simply because you will get money. Don't make the money drive you and forget the core business. that brought you here. Your core business is learning, so make good use of it. That money is a facilitation. That money is actually a greasing substance that will make your studying easy. So if you make good use of it, you will study very well. But if you make bad use of it, it will give you trouble. There are some students that are self-sponsored. We have seen this and we have experienced. They get money from their parents, yet they don't pay, they use it. That money makes them mad and they fail to fulfill legitimization of themselves as students. I can give you one little example. I had a student of mine long time ago when I was teaching at a different university. And this person was real in love with alcohol.